enough time to get your bets in. We have a lot of picks on today's show. We got 4 picks coming up from college football. We also have a huge card from college basketball. We'll get to those as well. Just a reminder, we're here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time with the drive-thru, giving you primetime picks with the current lines. These are all cappers that are here live to give you the picks with current lines. So let's take a look at our group for today. Well, we'll have Jeff Jeter in the house. Rod Zawacky will join us. In the center square is Joe Duffy. Chris Ruffalo will serve as co-host. Goran, toward the end of the show, will come in with some EPL. And we got Brian Bitler. Brian, man, you're always on those hot runs, dude. Past 7 days, we're approaching almost 2,000 units of profit.
Last 30 days, #1 handicapper. And I'm a little bit behind Ray Monahan on the college football board, even after winning Saturday. So that's my goal. Saturday, I got to catch up to Ray.
All right, that's the goal. We'll get Brian Bitler here. He's got a college football pick from one of tonight's game. But let's go ahead and welcome my co-host, Chris Ruffalo. Chris, how you doing today? You ready to go?
Absolutely. Tony, I'm doing well. Let's get to putting some people on some winners.
That's right. That's what we're here for. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Joe Duffy. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Joe, how are things going?
Well, not quite as well as Brian Bitler, but still pretty well here, and got a really nice night tonight. Fortunately, all our games start at 7 o'clock Eastern or later, and a big day tomorrow and Sunday. So, yeah, after a crazy restart, things are getting much better.
Awesome. All right, you're looking at a game tonight on Pac-12 Network, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Montana State and Washington State, with Washington State laying about 6.5 total sits here at 132.
Yeah, this was one of those, and of course, I'm not the least bit surprised when I first picked that game this morning. Total was at 133.5, but it's going to drop. Word is that Kyle Smith, the head coach of Washington State, they've got a couple key injuries. Jazzy Kuntz and Tony Miller both expected to be out, and that's really thin in their lineup, and that Smith is very likely going to slow the pace. And remember, one of my golden rules, I've said it a billion times here and elsewhere, that when it comes to handicapping totals, it's a lot more about pace than offensive or defensive competence. And again, I always have to emphasize, of course, it has a lot to do with offense and defense competence as well, but really much more about pace. And I really think, according to a lot of the tea leaves out there, that Washington State's going to slow it down. Coons is a good inside presence, averages 9.7 points per game. And Miller isn't a guy who's piling up a lot of points, but he really does help them for their inside-outside game, so they're a little bit less balanced. Washington State, possibly the best defense that Montana State will play all year. Montana State, very effective, more up-tempo offense, but they're going to be going against this Cougar team that does very well. They're 12th in the nation in field goal defense. Washington State, only 254th in offensive efficiency, and that's based on points per 100 possessions. And again, they're probably going to be minus some offense tonight, but they're outstanding on defensive efficiency. But again, the key here is I do think that Washington State's going to slow it down even more than usual. So even despite the fact that the line has dropped a little bit since I first picked this game, still do like this game to go under the total. W marks the center square.
All right, Joe Duffy here. Montana State and Washington State going under total of 132.5, noting those 2 absences from Washington State's side. Chris, what say you in this matchup?
Well, I have to agree because I think Washington State's going to be the key to this game going under. You know, they held Oregon State to 55 points, and they're 5-0 to the under this year. I think Washington State's just going to be a lockdown defense on Montana State here. I don't see Washington State really running up the score too much either, so I'm with Joe Duffy on this one. I like the under in this spot.
All right, under here from Joe Duffy. Any final thoughts on this one, Joe?
Yeah, it's just simple. I think Washington State has the ability to take Montana State out of their game more than any. Look, Washington State's a very good team. So when you take a team out of their game, it's kind of a little bit of a contrast in styles, but Washington State, I think, is really going to be able to slow it down, and even with a little bit of a line move not in our favor, still going to stay under the total.
All right, under total it is here, Montana State and Washington State. All right, Joe, we'll get approaching here, quarter past the hour. We got 4 games from college football. We've got a college basketball slate tonight. I'll tip it off at 7 p.m. Eastern time or later. So what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, knock on wood, typical of 2020, one of my best systems, it's been canceled quite a few times this year. I almost knew which games were going to be canceled based on when this system applied, but it does apply tonight. Game's still going on. I got 3 college football winners all at 7 o'clock Eastern or later. 2 of them are my highest rated Wise Guy plays and includes my Friday night game of the year. And again, if you've been with me for a long time, it's a system that we've won with quite a few times and plenty of stuff for tomorrow. Tomorrow's portfolio is already up with 5 college football winners, including side and total in the SEC championship game. I don't automatically pick high-profile games. It just so happens I do like the side and total in that game. So jump on board. Big weekend in store.
Big weekend in store from Joe Duffy over at Pig Dogs Premium. Why not get those long-term passes? You want the weekend coverage. He's got a Saturday up there. It's a 3-day pass. All of Joe's plays, college basketball, college football, the NFL as well for 3 days. Or if you could want to get up to that 30-day all-sports pass, hey, that will include NBA because NBA begins on Tuesday. We're all getting ready for that. And NBA, brand new season here from the NBA Association. All right, Joe, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night. Continue your success, and we'll talk with you next week.
Talk next week, gents.
All right, Joe Duffy here on the drive-through. We're continuing our coverage here with Chris Ruffalo. You're up in center here looking at this Santa Clara and San Jose State game. This one to start at 9 p.m. Eastern time with Santa Clara favored on the road by laying 9 in this one, total 147.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it this way, and I think everybody will know where I'm going with this in about 10 to 15 seconds. The San Jose State football team this year, winning 6 games, has already won more games in one season than San Jose State has won in 2 of their last 3 years. So this San Jose State team is, for the lack of a better term, a joke. This is a horrible program. I mean, you look at 4 years under Coach Jean Priolo. We're in year 4. This team is a combined 16-79. The San Jose State team just does not know how to play good basketball. And, I mean, you look at Santa Clara, they're a team that's taken the steps in the right direction each of the last 2 years. You know, under Herb Sendek, they've had 3 winning seasons in the last 4. They're off to one of the best starts in recent, starting 6-0 this season. You know what? I don't see an angle here where San Jose State keeps this one relatively close. I mean, look, they lost by 4 to Cal Poly, but they also got blown out by 35 points against St. Mary's. And I'm leaning that Santa Clara is somewhere in the middle there, closer to St. Mary's. You know, they beat Cal Poly by 6. You know, they beat Nichols already by 16. They beat UC Davis by 3. 13-point win over Idaho State. So while Santa Clara's 6-0 record doesn't have the strongest teams out there, there are teams that are either above or on the same level as San Jose State. I could easily see this one being a 15 to 20-point win for Santa Clara. Just lay the points with Santa Clara, 9.5, 10, whatever you find at your book. Don't even think about it. Lay it, play it, and walk cash ticket later tonight.
All right, guys, do your shopping. There's some 9.5s, and I'm seeing some 9s over there. So see if you can shop for the best number there. Santa Clara minus 9.5 against San Jose State from Chris Ruffalo here with his show pick on the drive-thru. All right, Chris, big night tonight, college football and college hoops. What you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, I did have my my 3-pack go off the board earlier this evening with the BYU game kicking off, but I do have we're on day 18 now with the advent calendar. This thing's going by way too quickly. I'm almost going to miss it when this thing goes away. I've gotten so used to it over the last couple of weeks. All right, so guys, I'm going to give you guys a free premium pick. So for tomorrow, we're going to look at Army on the football field. We're going to take the Army Black Knights on the money line against Air Force. It's just an Army team that, you know, they're playing really well right now, and they're suffocating teams defensively. Air Force is playing really well. They match up really well with Army. The problem is Caden Remsburg. He's a big linchpin in that Air Force offense. He's had almost 1,500 rushing yards the last couple of years combined. He's out for this game, and I think that's going to be a huge blow for Air Force. So we're going to take Army on the money line. I'll reiterate that tomorrow on the morning show. But as far as tonight goes, I still got my my Friday night master key. You guys want to get into the vault where they keep all the money? This play is going to be your key to get into the vault and take as much money as you want. We're going to bleed the books dry tonight. Hop on one of those, or hop on one of those longer-term packages, 3 days, 7 days, 30 days. Guys, we're starting to really get into the thick of things. NBA's starting up soon. Let's hop on the boards, put some cash in your pockets. Let's pick out some winners.
Yeah, pick out winners here with Chris Ruffalo here on at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers, over 200 units of profit documented over at Pick Dogs Premium with his college hoops. One of those long-term passes will get you all of Chris's plays. He releases college basketball, college football, the NFL. It's a big weekend here in college football. As you know, it's a championship weekend, and the bowls will be coming up. Even that third-day all-sports pass will get you set up with all the bowl games, even all the games from the playoffs as well. So get on board right now with a third-day pass from Chris Ruffalo over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, we'll continue on the drive-through, and we're going to go ahead. Well, I promise you, we are going to get you picks from all 4 college football games, but right now, we're going to bring in Rod Zawacky. He's got a huge game tonight from college basketball from the Big 12 as Iowa State and West Virginia will be locking horns at 9 p.m. Eastern time over on ESPNU. But let's go ahead and bring in Rod right now. Rod, how you doing tonight?
Busy night ahead.
All right. Well, busy night, no doubt. You're going to be looking at this Iowa State Cyclones and West Virginia Mountaineers. That game, a big line here from West Virginia, laying about 15. Total sits about 144.
Yeah, we got a big line here from in this game. Iowa State coming into West Virginia here, going to play on the Mountaineers. Iowa State coming out there, ugly beat down from Iowa. Iowa came in and beat them up real good. Final score in that was 105-77. Big beatdown. This Iowa State defense has just looked atrocious at times this year. I think West Virginia here is going to have no problem scoring on this on this Iowa State defense here. West Virginia is looking very impressive. Their last game, they got a nice win over Richmond with some nice lethal shooting here. They were shooting 58%. Nice 8 and 14 from behind the arc. Miles McBride, their lead guy, scoring over 20 points a game. He's going to have a big game here. A little bit of bully ball. This West Virginia D is going to shut down this Iowa State Cyclones team. West Virginia is 12-5 ATS. Their last 17 games at home. Alternatively, looking, Iowa State is 1-6 ATS. Their last 7 road games, and they're also 1-10 ATS. Their last 11 versus teams with winning records. All I see is another beatdown, another night of hurt for Iowa State. Take West Virginia as they blow them out, win by 20 plus.
All right, he's going here with West Virginia here. West Virginia Mountaineers minus 15 against Iowa State. The pressure a little too much here for the Cyclones team. Chris, what say you in this one?
That's where my lean was as well, West Virginia. I mean, like Rod said, Iowa State's having trouble taking steps up against teams with winning records, and West Virginia, while they haven't been the same dominant defense that they've been in years past, this is still a really good basketball team, and Iowa State's got nothing going for them right now, so I'm laying the points of West Virginia as well.
Yeah, agreement here with West Virginia laying the points here against Iowa State. All right, Rod, a big night tonight. We got college football. We got college hoops going on. You gave us that nice winner last night with the Jazz winning outright against the Clips in preseason hoops action. What do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Tonight I got my drive-through triple for Steak Friday. So I got a nice triple opportunity there to beat the books into submission. Nice 1-2-3 winner there. Or I also have up my golden opportunity of the year for in Saturday's championship college football action. This game here, all numbers aligned in our favor for us to cash in huge on this play. They'll grab it. Grab a 3-day pass for this weekend. You'll get all my plays tonight. You get all my big, massive NFL Sunday coming up. A huge weekend of sports action and lots of opportunity to cash big winners.
Absolutely. Big winners from Rod Zawacky over at Pig Dogs Premium. As he said, that 3-day pass. He's got that Steak Friday pass. You want to get the individual day, or if you get the 3-day, you'll get his entire football for this weekend. Even Monday Night Football. He likes to get that in on Sunday night to get you that extra day, that extra pick there for you guys. And of course, college basketball. Will be covered as well. So get on board with the 3-day pass from Rod Zawacky, and you come home with some profits, and you get that 3-day pass, and you'll get on board with the NBA that begins on Tuesday. It's probably a good time here to go 3-day and then do the upgrade to 30-day. Get you ready to go here with Rod Zawacky over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on your show. Have yourself a great night. Enjoy that steak. and we'll talk with you Monday.
I will. I will
right.
definitely enjoy the big steak night.
All right.
Have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
We'll see you guys Monday. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Right, we'll continue our coverage here with Chris. Just want to remind you guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day. There's a lot of activity on our channel. The drive-thru, we got Mitch's show in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We have the computer pick show as well. And, of course, we got a lot of those halftime pick shows. I'm sure we'll have something tomorrow from Mitch because there's a couple NFL games on tap tomorrow. So keep an eye open for those halftime picks as well as his Sunday halftime show as well. But those weekends, man, you got to tune in. 10 a.m. Eastern time, Saturday and Sunday. Big card from college football, the NFL. 2 games from the NFL. So you want to get in. Make sure in on that show, 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Of course, you'll have Rod Zawacky. You'll have Chris Ruffalo. You have Ron Romanelli, who's been on fire here over at Pick Dogs, as well as Mitch. All right. And of course, don't forget, give us that love. Give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Helps us out, Chris.
Absolutely, it does. Broken record time, it helps us out a ton. Costs you guys nothing. You're already watching the video. Just all you got to do, literally just scroll down, click the like button. 3 seconds, you're back up. You're looking at these 2 smiling faces and whoever we have coming up next. So, guys, it helps us out a bunch. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys watching all of our content. On to bigger and better things in 2021 as well.
Absolutely, guys. So give us that thumbs up. All right, continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's welcome Brian Bitler to the show. Brian, how you doing? You've been on a tear the past 30 days.
Man, I'm so excited to get into this Friday night college football and Saturday, man. The card for tomorrow is absolutely spectacular. Tonight, nothing, nonstop action. I just can't sit still.
Yeah, nonstop action here as well. Here we got a lot going on. We got 4 college football games, and I know you're going to give us a game tonight with this Nebraska at Rutgers game. This one off at 7:30 Eastern time on Big Ten Network. Nebraska on the road, laying 6.5. Total sits here at 51.5.
I'll tell you very easily, this could have been a premium pick. I loved it, but it just became premium just too late in the morning for me to release it officially. But Nebraska, I think, is the best 2-win team and one of the best. No, they are the best 2-win team in college football. 2-5. They played a pretty tough Big Ten schedule, and I think they're going to take it out on Rutgers tonight. I know Rutgers is improved over last season, but Rutgers 0-5 against the spread, following a straight-up win. They're 0-4 against the spread at home versus teams with losing record. I just think Nebraska is a much better team than them, despite their record. Lay that 6.5 points, even 7. I think Nebraska comes out with a 14-point win tonight.
All right, Brian Bitler here with Nebraska. I'm seeing 6.5 in most places here. Chris, what say you in this one? It's the Cornhuskers and Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, I think this might have been the hardest game for me to call on the board, but I'm on the same side as Brian here. I lean towards Nebraska. I think this is I still think it's a slop fest. I still think it's going to be a game that's played a lot inside the 20s, but in the end, I see it being 24-17 Nebraska. So I'll lay the points with Nebraska as well.
All right, agreement here with Nebraska laying the points here against Rutgers. All right, Brian, approaching the bottom of the hour. A lot of action at 7 Eastern time tonight and later. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you what, real quick, if you pick up my college football bowl pass for $250, not only are you going to get every single bowl play, you get this championship weekend, including tonight's games, absolutely free. $250 at pickdogs.com. But if you just want one game tonight, my Extreme Violator in college football, absolutely love it. And then if you want to do Saturday, I got my college football package of the year. It's the best 3 college football plays I've put together in a package all year long. Get that at pickdogs.com, $50. It's yours. I absolutely love tomorrow's card.
Yeah, tomorrow's card. Pick it up from Brian Bitler over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here. They're documented. Over 1,450 units of profit past 30 days. You can check all of Brian's picks at the site. They're documented. Once they go final, they're graded and they're put right up on the site. So you can check them out there at Pig Dogs Premium. Get that today. Or if you want to upgrade to a long-term pass, those are available as well. There's a lot on his menu when you visit his page over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got his bowl package right now. Of course, the bowls are going to be beginning next week. We'll be talking bowl games. I think App State leads it off. So be sure to get on board with Brian Bitler, pick up one of his long-term passes, or check out that college football single-day package he has going on for Saturday. All right, Brian, it's a busy time of the year. I know you're ready to rock and roll and continue with the success, and we will talk with you next. We'll talk to you Monday.
Oh, I can't wait. Monday's the start of my week. I'm the bookend guy. I'm here on Monday, finish the week out on Friday.
That's right. He's the bookend. All right, Brian, have a great night. We'll talk with you then.
See you guys later. Have a good
All
one.
right, our buddy Brian Billy books in the show. All right, we'll continue on, and let's move forward as we're going to welcome Jeff Jeter to the show. He's got a college hoop pick for you. Let's go ahead and bring him. Remember, everybody out there, at the end of the show, we're going to recap all the show picks, and we're also going to cover the three other college football picks. We'll have picks for those as well, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of the show as we'll recap all the plays. But let's welcome into the show right now Jeff Jeter. Jeff, how are things going?
We're cruising around along, like we said on the show. It's a busy weekend in sports, and very excited to be part of the show here tonight, and I'm ready to roll, guys.
All right, we got some late night action on Pluto TV, that free app that shows those Big Sky games. We got Weber State at Portland State. But this one's at a pick 'em. I'm going to call it a pick 'em. You're seeing some Weber -1s in some places. Total sits here at 148.
Yeah, and it starts Big Sky competition for these two teams this year. And, starting with Weber State, they brought in 7 from the transfer portal, including an individual named Isaiah Brown, who's no stranger to the transfer portal. Comes in, started at Northwestern, went to the transfer portal, spent last season with Grand Canyon, and now has come to Weber State. So, on the season, Weber State, they're 2-1. Of course, the 2 wins came, obviously, you really can't count them because it's the small colleges. But last Sunday, played Boise State there in Boise, lost 70 to 59, but they did cover that 17.5-point spread. So, and the gentleman I just mentioned, Isaiah Brown, led the Wildcats with 32 points, 33 minutes on the floor, so in a perfect 8 for 8 from the free throw line. But looking at it here with Portland State, they come in 1-2 overall. 0-1 and a push there on the spread. And then that push came against Washington State last time out, and that loss 69-60, and that was they're +9 going into that. But the thing, going back and looking at Portland State here, they came out a little bit slow in the first half there against Washington State, and it happens, and they only scored 22 points in that first half, and they hung right with them in the second half, and they just didn't have enough time to get back to really cover that. But looking at it overall, I think that, with Weber State, I think we may see them come out, later in the season here in the Big Sky. They may gel together. It's a lot of guys from the transfer portal. They got to kind of develop some chemistry. I'm not saying they're not going to be talented, but when it comes down to tonight's game, I think Portland State, they've had that game against Washington State and also against Portland themselves, the Portland Pilots, and they lost that game, but they've had some strong competition. So they've had some decent competition already, and so I think they'll be ready for this game to start conference play here in the Big Sky.
All right, Jeff Jeter here on Portland State at a pick'em against Weber State. All right, Chris, what say you in this Big Sky matchup?
I have to agree with Jeff here. Thing with Weber State, they do have Isaiah Brown, but he's the only one doing any of the heavy lifting on that team. I think Portland State's the deeper team coming into this one. I like Portland State to get the job done here.
All right, agreement here with Portland State at the pick'em against Weber State. All right, Jeff, approaching the bottom of the hour, what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, and there's going to be a ton going on this weekend. We'll have a bunch of basketball picks for tomorrow. Of course, we'll have NCAA football as well as maybe an NFL or two pick in there for you guys. So we're going to have quite a few options for tomorrow. Of course, this is that time. Like we always say, week in, week out, it's coming down to NBA season. It's time to grab one of those 3-day, 7-day, 30-day passes. Be ready to roll. Had a pretty good week this week myself, actually. I don't really count my record, but had a good Tuesday and pretty decent Wednesday. So be sure, hop on as soon as you can and, ready to roll this week.
That's right, guys. Check out Jeff Jeter over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got those long-term passes available. Get on board. We've got a big weekend of football. And, of course, college basketball and the NBA will be starting here in a couple of days. Jeff, you're getting ready for the NBA.
Yeah, super excited about the NBA. It's, one of my best sports here, the last couple of years. So, super excited.
Super excited. We keep an eye on those schedules. Look for some of these scheduling spots, all the travel. Look for some angles there in the NBA. All right, Jeff, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, great weekend, and we'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, guys. We'll check you later, okay?
All right, buddy Jeff Jeter here on the Drive Thru. Be sure to check him out over at Pick Dogs Premium. Pick up one of those long-term passes from Jeff. Continuing on, we're going to welcome Goran Kucar to the show. Goran, how are things going in your world?
Hey, Tony. It's pretty good, pretty busy. A lot of soccer games, good games, some bad, but we'll move on from that.
Yeah, well, no doubt about that. You can find Goran at Pick Dogs Premium. He covers a lot of the English, European soccer. We'll get into World Cup qualifiers as well, but we're into a weekend here of EPL action. You're going to be looking at this Everton Arsenal contest. We've seen a big line move on this one. How do you see it?
Yeah, I couldn't not pick this game. You know, we have Arsenal on the road, and they have just been a horrible team as of late. And I thought they had a lot of potential before the season started. They had a good coach, but none of that came through. And you know, maybe there's case to be made here in Arsenal's favor. The trends are on their side, but in their current form, there's just no way I'm gonna pick Arsenal here. And I would need to go with Everton at home for plus 145. Both teams do have some injuries and suspensions, but Everton has been on fire over the last couple of games, and I'm going to take Everton here without a doubt.
All right, Goran says go ahead and take Everton in the plus 145. Chris, you seem happy.
Welcome to the dark side. No, I have to. I can't disagree with Goran here, and that's not me being a homer. That's me, looking at this game. Arsenal off to their worst start through 13 games since 1974. This Arsenal team is a train wreck. They have all the players. They have the talent. Like Goran said, they have a great coach in Arteta. It's just not coming through. Everton coming off of clean sheets against Chelsea and Leicester. I think they make it 3 in a row here. I'm with them. I'm on Everton plus 145.
All right, going to be there with Everton plus 145 against Arsenal. That from Goran Kucar. And reminder, guys, we will recap all the picks from the show at the end of the show here, so be sure to stay tuned. All right, Goran, what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, after a great run this week on the soccer games, there are 7 days and 3 day packages up there already, and another great pack for tomorrow coming soon. So get on this train, guys, and let's make some money before Christmas.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Goran Kucar over at Pig Dogs Premium. Pick up one of those long-term passes. Soccer, man, they play just about every week. If it's not, clubs, it's an international play. So they keep that schedule full, Goran. No downtime whatsoever.
Yeah, I was just looking at the schedule earlier today, and I don't think any of the league has a Christmas break or even New Year break, and they just keep going until the Champions League starts again in February, and then again the Nations League, and they got to finish pretty early because the Euro Cup is happening next year in May.
Yep, Euro Cup, of course. World Cup qualifiers are in there, so a lot of action there. If you're into the soccer and EPL and World Soccer, check out Goran Kucar over at Pig Dogs Premium, or check out Sports Chat Place. Goran, you put a lot of the content up there.
Yeah, a lot of free articles are up there every week, every Wednesday, Thursday. Whenever there's a game, there are free articles up there.
All right, guys, so check out Goran there at Pig Dogs Premium. Goran, as always, great having you on the show. Have a great weekend. Continued success. We'll be tracking you over at Sports Chat Place and Pig Dogs. Have a good night.
My pleasure, guys. See you next week.
All right, everybody. Goran Kucar here on the Drive Thru. Guys, still a lot more picks coming. We've got the college basketball pick as well as 3 picks from the remainder of the card from college football. So we'll get to that. But first, now it's time for yours truly to step up and come in with the winner for you guys tonight on the show. And we're ready to go. Let's go ahead. It's going to be, again, Big Sky Country again on the Pluto TV app at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We got Eastern Washington and Northern Arizona. We're going to lay the points with Eastern Washington here at minus 9.5. Of course, Eastern Washington really faced a difficult schedule, but they were really impressive there in a 5-point loss in St. Mary's, a close loss at Arizona by 3. Defensively against a tough schedule, they're holding opponents to just over 40% shooting, 30% from 3. Now, Northern Arizona, just a down program. They've been for years. You go look at them at some of those analytics sites, and when you're beat red, you're bad. You look at them the past 4 or 5 seasons in a lot of categories, they're in beat red. Their opponents are shooting over 57% from the floor against them. They're only making 31% of their shots. And the Lumberjacks allowing 51% from beyond the arc. We saw a recent loss to UC Riverside by 24. They lack experience as well. We look at Eastern Washington returning 4 starters back from a 23-win team from last season. They were Big Sky regular season champs. They're going to get started on the right side. I like Eastern Washington here, laying the 9.5. What say you, Chris?
Oh boy, how did I not see this one? Oh man, this is. Oh man, I looked at some of these numbers as we were kind of talking before the show, and it was just like, this is going to be a bludgeoning, to say the least. The only thing that the Lumberjacks are going to be given here is the axe by Eastern Washington. I mean, you score 50 points against UC Riverside, you get blown out by 40-plus against Colorado State and Arizona. Oh, man. Eastern Washington, they played Arizona tough. They played Washington State tough. I think steel sharpens steel here, and I think Eastern Washington wins this one comfortably. I'm with you.
All right, coming here with Eastern Washington and laying the 9.5 against Northern Arizona. Guys, I have a 3-pack over at Pig Dogs Premium. I also have long-term passes there, 7-day and a 30-day, so check me out over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, we'll continue on. We're going to do what I call a quick pick segment. We got 3 other games here from college football, Chris, so let's go quickly with these as we'll get started here. At top of the hour, UAB and Marshall. Now with Marshall laying 4.5, total sits low about 44-45.
Yeah, 2 of the better defensive units in Conference USA, but I think Marshall's just a little bit better, and I trust their offense a little bit more. I would probably lay the points with Marshall in this spot.
All right, we're betting heads. I like UAB. Tyler Johnson, the quarterback. Yeah. He's played in this game his 3rd time here. He's back from injury. Have a good game against Rice, and both defenses are good. I just see a quarterback edge here with Johnson with that experience. All right, we'll continue on. Let's take a look here at Ball State Buffalo. We got Buffalo laying 13.5. Total sits here about 69.5.
Yeah, for me, call this one a square play, but I still love the over in this game. I think you're going to see a healthy dose of running the football for both teams. But normally when you think of running the football, you think of a lower scoring game. This is going to be a game where you're going to see runs, but you're going to see chunk plays. You're going to see big runs down the field. I think this one easily hits mid-30s for both teams, 38, 35. 41-38, whatever way you slice it. I think we're going over this number.
Yeah, we're going over this number as well. I'm with you here. Fast track in Ford Field there in Detroit. Bulls averaging 510 yards a game, and of course, I like the Ball State quarterback here, Kyle. I like the Drew Plitt. Now 8.4 yards per pass attempt, and he's averaging 290 yards over his past 3 games. So we agree here with the over. And we're looking here at the nightcap, 8 Eastern time on Fox. We have Oregon and USC. USC laying 3, total sits about 65.5.
Yeah, if I've seen correctly, this line's shifted total wise up about 3.5 points since the open. I just think that's more room that they're giving us. I mean, I like the under here. I only like it just because I know Pac-12 and these are 2 teams that can really move the ball. But I just think you're going to see in the championship game, you're going to see both teams sort of step up defensively. They're both going to have the guys that are going to want to make that one big play. I can see it being a higher scoring game, but I don't see it breaking 60. I see something 30-27 or 31-8. I think we see a higher scoring game, but I think it stays under the number.
All right, we're going to butt heads here. I like over the total. I don't like what I've seen from Oregon's defense this year, and of course USC, giving up those points to the Arizona schools, and of course against UCLA, and the way they played in first half of games. I'm going to look here at, of course, Oregon getting a second chance here. They're playing with house money, and I think they look, and we saw them what they did last year in the championship game. They kind of opened up the playbook. I think we can see here a high-scoring game. Great weather out here in SoCal, so I'm going to go over button heads here with Chris on this one. All right, continue here on the drive-thru. Guys, remember, we're here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and we get it started in the morning show. Tune in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and company for the morning show. A big college football rundown, about 16 games on that schedule. All right, let's go ahead and recap the picks from tonight's show. All right, we got started with Joe Duffy. He was on Montana State and Washington State to go under total of 132.5. Chris, Santa Clara minus 9.5 against San Jose State. Rod Zawacky, West Virginia minus 15 against Iowa State. Brian Bitler, Nebraska laying the 6.5 against Rutgers. Jeff Jeter was on Portland State, a pick'em against Weber State. Goran, take Everton minus 145 against Arsenal. Yours truly on Eastern Washington laying 9.5 against Northern Arizona. Looks like we have Jeff Jeter in this segment as well, so we'll get his take here. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Tony, once again, I got to stick with you like I do on the panel every day. I like Eastern Washington laying the 9.5. Northern Arizona, just not a team that you want to be on the side of many times this season, if at all.
All right, let's see. Jeff, we got you on?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
All right. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, I was just about to say that Eastern Washington pick is about to put it in, but I was going to say I do like Chris's Santa Clara pick there over San Jose State. They're just awful, so I'm going with going Santa Clara and Chris there.
All right, Santa Clara and Chris. All right, guys, this concludes another show here, The Drive-Thru. Tune in Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We do it all again with a lot of prime time action. Let's go ahead and bring in the cappers from tonight's show, and we'll give you guys a good wave goodbye. Have yourself a great night, and we will talk with you guys